everyone, and welcome back to the Hexagon Challenge here on Shaun Does FM. I hope you are doing well today. It is the Liga MX Torneo Apertura Final, the first phase final, and we are taking on the team who finished second in the league phase of the season in Cruz Azul. So if you're looking forward to that, remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you're new around here, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. Yesterday we took on Deportivo Toluca in the semi-finals. If you missed that episode, I will leave a link in the top right corner. We got a little bit fortunate there, both leagues finishing 2-1 to the home team, but we went through because we were the higher ranked team, with it being first versus 10th. So I said we got lucky. I suppose we did, but we were a bit dumb as well. We gave away a late penalty in the second leg, which gave them their away goal, but we still would have gone through anyway because of that rule, where the higher seeded team went through. And to be fair, we did actually dominate the tie for 3/4 of it, it felt like. So probably a little bit harsh on the boys there, but still, we definitely got our get our jail free card there, it felt like. So hopefully we will improve going into today's games against Cruz Azul, a team who, as we said, finished second in the league phase of the season. If we look at the overall league table, you can see they were second, albeit a fair way behind us, 16 points, but recent form exactly the same as ours, and their second league win was a lot more impressive than ours as well, winning their second league 4-1. So definitely a team who probably come into this in slightly better form than we do. But in yesterday's episode, we did say that there would be a CONCACAF Champions League first round draw. It was scheduled to happen a couple of days ago on the Monday, the 12th of December. Now we're up to the 15th, and unfortunately, it didn't happen. So not too sure what's happening there. FM gonna FM, but we'll go into the North American Champions League to show you guys what's happening. Anyway, you can see, I don't think it's going to get scheduled in until the start of the year. So unfortunately, going to be a little way away, maybe in tomorrow's episode or the next episode that you guys see after we finish these finals and get through a little bit more of the transfer window before the second phase of the season starts. But it looks like it will be penciled in at the start of next year. So not very long to wait yet, but it is going to be a little bit longer than we thought. We can, however, show you guys which teams are going to be in this Champions League. So you can see from Mexico, all the finalists from Liga MX last seasons. That was the first half of the season before we got to the club in the second half of the season, which we won. So Pumas, Monterrey, Club Necaxa, and Dorados are the Mexican teams in the CONCACAF Champions League. From the United States, the Houston Dynamo, LAFC, Chicago Fire, and Nashville. So we've had a bit of experience against LAFC, which could prove important. We've beaten them already earlier in the season in the League's Cup, so we know we can beat those guys, so that's nice. We've got Alajuelense, I believe that is, from Costa Rica, the HFX Wanderers from Canada, so they actually do get a team in the Champions League, which is something I didn't think was a thing, so interesting. Aguila from El Salvador, you've got Municipal and Comunicaciones from Guatemala, and then another Costa Rican team there in Saprissa. So those are the teams who will be entering the first round at the moment. 14 teams there, so that would be 7 ties for the first round. Not too sure how they whittle that down in the remaining rounds, but when we come back for the next episode, as I said, hopefully there'll be a draw for that first round, or at least we will have some idea when that competition will be starting and who we will be playing. But today, as I said, it's the final. Cruz Azul in this first phase final of Liga MX. Now, in terms of our team, of course, Renan played through an injury, a fractured wrist that he suffered in the first leg of yesterday's episode. Unfortunately, he's a little bit tired, so can't quite start in this game, but we will be relying on him for some bench impact. The other player who's out today is Almaraz. He got a yellow card in that second leg yesterday, so he's going to miss this first leg, so hopefully that doesn't impact us too much. Of course, we have our previous first choice right back in Clayton coming back into the lineup, so that's the only real change. We also brought Jimenez back in for Hernandez, just see if that makes a difference as well. Jimenez, who was a bit better looking box to box, and he is now apparently able to play a full 90 minutes. So we've made a few changes from the second league winning team yesterday. Hopefully these guys can get the job done away from home at Cruz Azul, but we'll come back shortly, run you guys through what we know of that Cruz Azul team and crack into the first leg of this first phase Liga MX final at the Estadio Azteca. And with this being the final, it is of course a TV game. There are Cruz Azul. They are playing a 4-2-3-1 looking fairly similar from what I remember of them from the first time we played them, albeit that was quite early in the season, so can't say I'm too familiar with this team yet, but we have, of course, put Nunez into the advanced playmaker role. That was the other thing I forgot to mention because Renan is out. Nunez, who hasn't had a first team game for a little while, but is very good in that advanced playmaker role and taking set pieces. But we are in the all white Cruz Azul in the blue and red, and they are kicking off playing left to right as they put a ball into the mix. A googly chance there from a header, but luckily straight at Schneller, and it does remain 0 early, but Cruz Azul starting this off quite nicely. 4 minutes gone here. Someone trying to put a ball in for us there down the left. It was probably Carbajal, and it's Arriaga racing down this right-hand side for Cruz Azul, so they look to be starting this game with a bit more intensity than us, which is a bit concerning. They put a ball in there for El Carlos, but it is shot straight at Schneller, but definitely Cruz Azul starting this game the better as it remains 0 after 5 minutes as they pump a ball deep. Paulo heads that away. They play a ball in there for Morales, tight angle, and he forces Schneller into a decent save, keeps it out. They have started this game off very nicely here. Have Cruz Azul as Barco picks up a yellow card. Still 0 after 8 minutes, but Cruz Azul starting this off very hot. 24 minutes gone here, and Cruz Azul look to get some reward for their early dominance. A poor pass there back for Arriaga, but they do still keep possession, eventually getting it to them. And yeah, they have started this game off very well. A shot from him there, but again, straight at Schneller, they have looked quite good so far. You can see by the stats, they're right on top of us, but it does remain 0 for now, albeit we do have a free kick and look to get something going as we get hold of possession for the first time in a highlight that we've seen so far in this game. But as I said, Cruz Azul came out of the gates very strong, but we have weathered that storm, and hopefully now we can work our way into the game. Good ball there from Nunez for Gutierrez, but his shot is blocked. That's our first and clearly best chance of the game so far, but it does remain 0 after 29 minutes. As we take this throw, and Clayton finding Nunez, Gutierrez with a ball, it's headed away. Jimenez will find Puente. I think that was Carbajal with a shot, but it's well wide, but might be starting to work into this game as it remains 0 at the half-hour mark. 38 minutes gone here, and we have another free kick, this time from an offside from a Cruz Azul attack. So they're still coming at us, but looks like we're just settling down a little bit more after that initial strong start and looking to get something going for ourselves now. Jimenez keeping position nicely for us there. Carbajal, Puente, Carbajal for shot blocked. Puente gets one off, but it's straight at Aguila. That's been the theme of this first half so far. All the shots more or less straight at the goalkeeper, and it does remain 0 as we get closer to halftime. And that is halftime. In the end, we actually came back quite well in that first half, ending up with a higher XG than Cruz Azul, but they definitely started those first 20 or so minutes off a lot stronger than we did, but we certainly came into things a lot more in the second part of that half, as you can see by the XG chart, with us being in the white instead of the blue for once. But yeah, probably an even game, deserves to be a draw at this stage, but Cruz Azul can certainly feel a little bit hard done by that they haven't got a goal by this stage, considering how well they did play early on. In terms of us, I think what we're going to have to do at halftime is bring Ayala on for Barber, a 6.4 rating. Not really good enough in the final, but yeah, that will probably be our only halftime change, and we'll see what happens in the second half of this first leg as it does remain 0 as we enter the second part of this first leg. Okay, 51 minutes gone here, and Nunez is on a yellow heart. We've got a few highlights to start the second half, but nothing worth showing you guys, to be honest. They've been pretty harmless, the shots that have been created from them. We'll bring Renan on, carrying that injury, a little bit tired. Hopefully this doesn't knacker him too much, but with Nunez on a yellow heart, we'll try and bring our best midfielder on and see if he can do anything to create a chance for us. But at the moment, still 0 at the 50-minute mark. Shortly after that substitution, it is Cruz Azul with a throw, and they head that back to Wilson. Nice ball there, and we somewhat clear that a bit scrappily. I think it hit our left back, and then the defender cleared it, but all's well that ends well. But they do get the ball just inside the box again here, do Cruz Azul. A very up and down game. It's a bit of a mess at the back there from us again, so we're starting to look a little bit shaky in the first leg of this final. Wilson with an interesting ball. We can't quite get to that before Aliag, but now Cruz Azul look to get back on the attack. So a fairly helter-skelter game with both teams creating some good chances. So we need to be on our toes here at the back and not do anything too silly. Clayton with a good slide tackle there, albeit they nearly got possession back from him, but now he makes his way down the right-hand side. What can he do? Good ball for there for Puente. This is a great chance for us. Puente, it's a tight angle and a good save from their goalkeeper. The first time that Aguila has been tested properly in this game. We do still keep possession from this, and look to mount another attack. Renan fresh off the bench to Barco. Jimenez, what can we get going? Nice overlapping run there, and Carvajal will find Ayala, our old wing backs, in the starting 11 for this game, but he takes that out after a long period of highlights, and it still remains nil at the 55-minute mark. 57 minutes gone here, and we do have a goal kick, looking to get something going yet again and trying to pinch an away goal, which could prove important in this final. Jimenez out to Gutierrez, now Clayton, and yeah, in the right area of the field, which, as I said, it's been a very 50-50 game so far, and the scoreline is probably a fair one at the moment, but if we can pinch that away goal, we will take it, knocking the ball about just outside the box. Puente Gutierrez fires a shot off. It's just over the bar too. Keeper nearly caught out, but it was just high, and it does remain 0-0 at the 58-minute mark, as they do take the goal kick and play it short, try and pump it long, but we do cut it out and look to get another attack going. So maybe we are going to be warming into this game a bit more as it goes on. That did seem the case in the first half, and it might be again in the second. Gutierrez just outside the box for Clayton. Renan, Clayton, we're knocking it about quite nicely. Jimenez with a long shot, but it's more or less straight at Aguilar, and it does still remain 0 at the hour mark. 61 minutes gone here. I think we're going to make our next substitution. We have Gutierrez, who's on a yellow heart, and a bit of an average rating, 6.5. So what we're going to do is bring Villalba on for him. That is, of course, our last substitution. You can't see the substitution symbol next to Renan, but he did come on earlier. So those are our free subs. A little bit risky with a half hour left in this game still, but it remains 0-0, and hopefully we can get a goal in the back of the net before full time in this first leg. 71 minutes gone, and Cruz Azul with a throw in a good area of the field. Golly just outside the box. Nice ball there for Alcantara, and a very nice save there from Schneller. Was trying to curve that into the bottom right corner, but luckily Schneller makes the save. Will encourage the team to try and see if this corner takes place. It does still, so we might have to hold on for a bit longer here, but Schneller claims the corner safely, and it remains 0 at the 71-minute mark, albeit the highlight does continue. Schneller holding the ball nice and long, and then they cut the highlight off, and it does remain 0, albeit after 72 minutes. 81 minutes gone, and we have a corner looking to break through in the last 10 minutes of this away league. Paulo with a header, it hits the post and goes wide. That's a great chance from set piece for us, but still it remains 0. 87 minutes here, and a free kick just outside the box. Renan Paulo hits the post again. Some good chances late in this game, but it's still 0. 90 minutes gone. We have another set piece, a corner, as there's going to be 3 minutes of added time. We put it in. Puente, and I think his hit the post as well. Boy, we've been close in these last few minutes, but it does remain 0. Cruz Azul now have a throw-in as they try and get a goal in their home league. To be fair, this isn't a terrible result for us, but late on we had some really good chances to score a goal. Referee blows full time. It is 0 heading into the second leg. Look, it's all to play for, but I think we can be fairly happy with that result. But as I said, we probably should have got a goal late. Cruz Azul will feel like they should have got a goal early. XG wise, definitely should have got a goal late. You can see it just rising up. Cruz Azul did fade a bit late. We kept going, but couldn't quite break through. But at the very least, we're going to be in a even position going into the second leg at home, and hopefully we can get some goals in the back of the net there. But it is going to be 0 going into the second leg, and we'll come back shortly for that from our home stadium, the Estadio BBVA. So we are back for the second leg. Unfortunately, Renan still not fit enough, and he can't even feature on the bench. And the other change that we have made is that Garcia is back on the bench as well. So that's the other thing, but also that Hernandez comes in for Jimenez, and you would have seen the Cruz Azul team there, but we've had to make a few changes. Just felt that Hernandez in a little bit better form than Jimenez based on recent performances, but we will be kicking off playing right to left in our white and blue again. Cruz Azul in the darker red and blue this time, it would seem. And yeah, hopefully with all to play for, we can put out a good performance at home. Carvajal with an early chance, but sends it wide, and it does remain 0 early doors in the second leg, albeit we now have a free kick in the first minute. This would be a great start for us. Slide tackle there on Carvajal, but we do get possession back from it. They hoof it long to Cruz Azul, and Montoya tidies things up for us as we look to get something going nice and early in this game. Nunez looking for a good performance from him today with no Renan on the bench either. Gutierrez over for Nunez. Good chance, but it is just wide. Good start from us today though, and it remains 0 7 minutes gone, and we have a corner starting this game off a lot better than the first leg. Lampone, I believe that was, hitting that back out to Nunez. Barco just outside the box. Carvajal, little bit of space, gets a shot off, forces a decent save out of Aguila, but starting this game off well. Still 0 though as we approach the 10-minute mark. And we are in possession again at the 10-minute mark and have another highlight. Carvajal back to Barber, and we look to try and get something in the back of the net for the first time across these two legs and look to get the first goal of this game. Gurji areas just outside the box. There's a crack, it's blocked, but we keep possession, and Barco tidying up that block pass from Nunez. Barber tries to curve one, and it does hit the post. Aguila takes it out for a corner, but that was very close to sneaking in that shot, which would have been a real surprise goal, really, because it came from something looking pretty innocuous. Puente with the header, but Aguilar makes a good save, and it's still 0 after 12 minutes, but we've started the second leg off very strongly. 18 minutes gone here. It is Cruz Azul with a goal or free kick. Not too sure which one, really, but so far in this game, 10 shots to none, so we are really dominating this at the moment. Hopefully we can keep that up because, as I said, we really do need to be getting some reward for this dominance. Nunez with a shot, and Aguilar with a little bit of an iffy save, but still it does remain 0-0. He's just doing enough to keep the ball out of the net at the moment. Nunez to put this corner in as well. They head it away to Cruz Azul, but we are all over them, but the scoreline does remain 0-0. 23 minutes gone here, and we've got another corner. Some real first half dominance for us. Paulo just high and wide. Good chance again, but still 0-0. 26 minutes gone, and it is Cruz Azul with a free kick. We've been dominating this game so far. If they broke through here, it would be a bit heartbreaking, but we do get the ball back. Hernandez sending one long for Puente. Gets a shot off, but straight at Aguilar. Boy, we're all over them, but it does remain 0-0, and now Cruz Azul look to get us on the counter-attack. An interesting ball. I thought Barco might have been able to pick that up, but we do get it back in the end and pump one deep straight to Cruz Azul. So the position and this little bit of play going quite 50-50, and good intercept there from Nunez, though. Not a player who usually gets back and does stuff defensively, but he does enough for us there. And now a good ball out to Barber. What can he do? Looking for an improved performance from him in this league. Back flick to Hernandez just inside the box. Barber sends one across. Nunez with a shot. It's blocked again, and it still remains 0 as we approach the half-hour mark, but we'll be getting close to something like 15 shots to 0 at this stage. We've been that dominant. We just really need to put something in the back of the net to make this home advantage count. That's some good work there from Almaraz. Gutierrez goes down. It's a mess. There's no penalty in amongst that, and we eventually lose possession. Ali Carlos makes his way down the right-hand side. What can he do there? Good clearance from Barco. Interesting passage of play there. We're getting very close. 16 shots to none, but it still remains 0. 33 minutes gone here. A goal kick to Monterrey. So Cruz Azul might have finally got a shot off in this game, but as I said, we can continue this dominance. It will be good, but we really need to get a goal soon just to have something to count for that dominance. But a good shot there from, I believe that was either Gutierrez or Carvajal. It was blocked, but we will eventually get a corner out of it and look to keep the pressure piling on these guys. Hernandez to put the ball in. They hit it back out, and we will have yet another corner from this. So really a good sustained spell of pressure for us here. Yet again in this first half, it's been a fairly dominant one. We put a ball in. Puente hits the post. Somehow that's kept out. Boy, we're getting close, but still 0 at the 35-minute mark. 35 minutes gone, and off the back of that clearance off the line, somehow we have a throw, and we find Puente at the far post, just high. Boy, we're getting close, but it's starting to get frustrating. Still 0 as we approach the 40-minute mark. 38 minutes gone here, and Cruz Azul do have a corner. This would again be heartbreaking. A lot of open space for the guy running onto the header, but Schneller is well positioned, and it does remain 0 at the 39-minute mark as he boots one deep, and Carvajal looks to get something going down this left-hand side for us. One of our better players so far this season. Squares it for Puente, and we go 1-0 up at the 40-minute mark. Finally, with what is like about our 22nd shot of this game, we finally go 1-0 up. It is well deserved. We have really dominated this first half and finally have something to show for it. That was getting a little bit concerning, our lack of prolifercy in front of goal, but Puente getting back on the score sheet for the first time in a little while, and we go 1-0 up just before halftime. And that is half time in the second leg of the semi-final. A very dominant half from us. Cruz Azul barely firing a shot, 2 shots overall, one on target. They barely register on the XG chart. We have been all over them, and thankfully late in that half we got a goal through Puente. As I said, his first one in a little while, and it came at the perfect time. 1-0 up, of course. If they get a goal in the second half, Cruz Azul, they might pinch this on away goals. I'm not too sure if the deciding factor is away goals first and then home advantage or higher seeding. So ideally we'll come and get a second goal in this half, but pretty happy with that performance. Just need a few more goals in the back of the net to show for it, and hopefully that will be the case. In the second half, we've got Carvajal on a yellow heart, but I think we're going to leave him out there for now because he is playing quite well. So no changes going into the second half, and hopefully, as I said, we can get that cushion goal to give us a little bit of a buffer in these last 45 minutes of this Liga MX final for the first phase. 59 minutes gone, we've got our first highlight of the second half, so it's been a quiet one so far after that first half where we were all over them, but Hernandez just outside the box. We look to make it to Carvajal. What can he do? Tight angle, Puente, there it is. He sets him up again, and we go 2-0 up right on the hour mark, and that's that cushion goal that we were after, and hopefully that seals it, or at least eases the nerves a little bit me-wise, because that has been a very tight final so far. Carvajal played in down the left. He somehow gets this off in Puente just before the goalkeeper sweeps that home into the bottom right corner, and we finally go 2-0 up with a half hour to play in this final. And 63 minutes gone now. Carvajal on a red heart. He's been very good setting up both goals. I think he got the assist for. It will be Welleson coming on for him. Hopefully he can improve his recent form as well, but looking good. 2-0 up will make that first substitution just under a half hour to go. Okay, now we're up to the 66-minute mark. Another substitution, another red heart player. Nunes this time. I think what we're going to have to do here is bring Jimenez on for him and switch him around with Hernandez, so he's in that box-to-box role, which he does seem better suited to. So we'll do that substitution, our second one of the game, but we're still in a good position, 2-0 up with just under 25 minutes to go. 68 minutes gone, and Cruz Azul do have a throw in a good area of the pitch. This reminding me more of the first leg, so hopefully we can cling on again. A tackle on the edge of the box there from Barber, and we look to get them on the counter attack. A nice ball there from Welleson to Gutierrez, the old wing pairing. It's a slide tackle, but a good tackle to get possession off of Gutierrez, and they break up that attack as we look to really put this game beyond doubt at 3-0. But Cruz Azul now look to get us on the counter. Nice little back pick there from Eli Carlos, but a good slide tackle there from Alvarez, I thought. Okay, I thought that was a really good tackle. I thought he won the ball quite safe there, but the referee disagrees. I was about to take Gutierrez off on a red heart. We have to reconsider that now. I think what we're going to have to do is bring Clayton on. The player who might have to come off is Barco, because it's happened a few times in past continents where we've got a red card to our defensive midfielder and it hasn't hurt us too much. So I think that's a position that we can sacrifice somewhat. Clayton will come on for Barco, go to that wing back role, and we'll only have two midfielders. But that looked a very iffy red card off. That was a really good tackle from Alvarez, but apparently not. He's been straight red carded. We're down to 10 men for the last 20 minutes, albeit still 2-0 up. 79 minutes gone. It is a goal kick to Cruz Azul, which they take short, and they'll be looking to take advantage of the extra man they have now, albeit in the midfield, and they give the ball straight back to us, so that's a little bit sloppy from them, and if we can get that third goal, it would certainly put this beyond doubt. It is Puente with the header from the ball in, but it's high and wide, and it does remain 2-0 for now. But as I said, Cruz Azul will have their tails up after that rather questionable red card, I felt. Anyway, looked like he won the ball pretty safely, much like the earlier tackle down the other end, as one of our defenders there loses his man, but a good covering tackle from the other one. Now Gutierrez on the counter of attack as we look to see out this last 10 minutes with one man down, which is going to make this very nervy, but for now it does still remain 2-0 after 82 minutes. 85 minutes gone here. We have a throw. We've pulled our wingers back, told the guys to time waste a little bit, but it's still looking good for us. Jimenez with a shot there blocked. Clayton puts a ball in, Hernandez with a shot blocked, and now they might be able to get us here on the counter because we have no defensive midfielder to try and break things up. Silva for Wilson. He just gets past his man, but his shot luckily saved fairly comfortably there from Schneller, and it does still remain 2-0, but with only 4 minutes to go plus added time, and now Welleson looking to get something going on the counter for us. Can we absolutely seal this? But his ball is blocked, and now it will be Cruz Azul looking to get us on the counter through. Eli Carlos has a shot. Good save there from Schneller. That was a long-range attempt, but forced a good save out of our German goalkeeper, and it still remains 2-0, and they keep the pressure on through this corner, but Schneller claims it, and we cling on for now, 2-0 up with 3 to go, but with only 10 men. As the highlight does continue, we boot it long, and Wellison is going to beat Soto to that. He cuts in field, great chance, but straight at Aguila, and it still remains 2-0 on the highlight. Still continues, so a really long one here, but we do get possession back from it and have another chance to potentially try and make it free. Good ball from Puente, but Gutierrez is struck straight at Aguila, and it does remain 2-0, but with very little time remaining, albeit we are still down to 10 men. 90 minutes gone, we have a throw-in, just looking to hold the ball from this, hopefully. We are now time-wasting frequently, low tempo, just trying to do anything we can to hold on, but Cruz is all good ball over the top here. Silva, but a great tackle there from Montoya. Gave away a very dodgy late penalty in yesterday's episode, but luckily today he steps up when needed and doesn't put us in a spot of bother, albeit we didn't know at the time that the higher seeding rule was a thing, so it didn't actually matter too much, but yeah, I was a bit filthy at him at the time, but luckily not much happening from that and from this either, and we are now in the last minute of play. If we can just hang on here, we will be taking home the first phase Liga MX trophy to go with the second phase one. We won last season, a couple of shots there from Cruz Azul, but they do get blocked and they now have the corner, but we are very late on. We hit it away. It goes back into the mixer. It's very messy, but Puente gets on the end of that. We play it up to Gutierrez, and hopefully from here we can hold on to the ball. That's a real dodgy foul there, but that will break play up quite nicely for us. We can take our time over this through Paulo, sucking up the time. We are over at a time, and we should be taking home the Torneo Apertura of Liga MX, and we do. That was a tough win in the end, 0 in the first leg. We got 2 goals either side of half-time, then a red card. I still think that was a pretty dodgy one to Almaraz, but we clung on, and we take it out 2-0 thanks to that home league result, and a good win to cap off a very good league season for us, and we win the Liga MX Torneo Apertura to go with our Torneo Clausura from last season. I think that means now that we've won every trophy that we can here in Mexico and North America. That way wise, all the domestic trophies as well as the League's Cup. There's only one left, and we want to do it this season. That is the CONCACAF Champions League, and we'll figure out who we're playing in that hopefully next time you see us. But look at the stats. It was a really good performance from us. The only real danger came once that red card happened in the 70th minute, and Cruz Azul kicked into gear a bit more then. You can tell that by the XG, but we'd done very well up until then. Probably should have got more goals than we did, but luckily we got enough in the back of the net, and we take it home with a 2-0 win. We'll come back shortly and let you guys know what's going to be happening in tomorrow's episode if we can figure it out by then. So we have won the first phase of Liga MX for this 2033-34 season, and with that, a quadruple for the year. Had forgot about that amongst that final that was quite tense, but we do make it 4 trophies for the season already, with the chance to make it potentially 7 by the end of the season, depending on how things fall with when the Champions League finishes, if we get the job done in that, if we do finish the Champions League before the second phase of Liga MX or Copa MX, of course, we can finish this challenge completely and move on to a different save. But yeah, looking good for a very trophy-laden season, as their manager's quite angry at us. We are now considered one of the world's greatest football managers. That might mean that we've done what Jurgen Klopp did in the save recently and entered the Worldwide Hall of Fame, and indeed we have. So it's taken us about 13 seasons or 14 seasons to get there, but we have finally entered the Worldwide Hall of Fame, one Champions League shy of completing this Hexagon challenge. So it took a wee while, but we've got there. And if we go back to the inbox, you can also see the board are very happy with us. Barco's happy with us. Almaraz is banned for 1 match. I am not even going to listen to you saying it was a bad tackle because I'm appealing that. Might be a waste of time, but I swear it didn't look that bad. I swear he got the ball there. Puente very good, getting his form back, and everything is going well. So that does it for today. In terms of when we'll be back, if we go to the schedule, we've got nothing. So I can't tell you when we'll be back next. Of course, we do have a transfer window opening up shortly. And as I said, the start of the year, I think we'll also have the Champions League draw for the first round of that, albeit we don't enter that until about the 14th of February, I think. So we might have to come back for a transfer window / Liga MX game. Then I'm not too sure how the draw works out either, if these games are in a similar position, because if they are, then we'll be taking on the two interesting local teams in Tigres and Club America for us quite late in the season. Just looking at who else is around. Cruz Azul were fairly early, so we might come back for another Cruz Azul game perhaps, but we'll have to see what happens when that second phase of the season gets drawn, and hopefully by then, and by the time the transfer window closes, we'll also have our CONCACAF Champions League draw sorted, and we can focus on that for the most part on camera for the second part of the season. In terms of the transfer window, I'm just going to see what happens. I've got nothing in mind. I'll just see what players come up who look good value, I think. Maybe add a little bit of squad depth where we can, but we've got 13.5 million euros to play with and still quite a bit of wage budget as well, so we can tinker with that if we need to. But pretty happy with the squad that we've got here, and we'll be using the rotation a little bit more in the second phase of Liga MX with that Champions League in mind. So we'll just see what comes up and what looks good deals in this upcoming transfer window. But I think that does everything for this first half of the season. As I said, not too sure when we'll be back, but we might have done a few transfers by then, and we'll probably be taking on Mexican opposition and can let you guys know who we're playing in the first round of the CONCACAF Champions League. But if you did enjoy today's episode where we completed the quadruple for the season here at Monterrey, then remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and enjoy what you see here on the channel, also hit that subscribe button and turn that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. And until I see you next time for something, thank you very much for watching. Keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.